Hi, and thanks so much for joining me for my January haul-in favorites. So let's start with these. These are the YSL Tatouage Couture Matte Stains. I know I featured one of these in a demo and little review, and I picked up the lighter shade that I was interested in. Now, this is so interesting. Okay, number 23 is the one that I did a video on, a complete video. And then I was waiting for number 7 to come into stock, and it did. And I went to the store and I swatched it, and I thought it was really pretty. I tried it on the first time I tried it and didn't love it because it was not applying well. I decided my lips need to be very dry, like wipe off all the excess lip balm in order for this product to go on smoothly, because there's a little bit of an issue with a lighter color going on darker lips, because you can see anything poking through if it's not lighter than this color, if that makes sense. So you can see the color of my lips if there are any cracks or anything like that. Now this one performed differently as well. You saw on the test that this never dried down. This one does dry down. In fact, it's pretty matte. It's got a little bit of transfer, but nothing like the other color, which leads me to believe, based on the color, you might get slightly different performance out of this product. Since the number 7 is a little bit dry in its finish, I do follow up with another favorite of mine. This is not new, but something I have been using a lot. And I like this lip gloss because it's not sticky, and it has a bit of warmth to it. Number 7 has some slight cool tones in there, a little bit cooler than what I would like, but still really pretty. So I'll add a little bit of the lip gloss to the center of my lips just for a little bit of moisture. So far, I love both of these. I've been wearing this one every day, and then when I got number 7, I've been wearing this every day. These 3 things together are things I've been wearing. I'll even wear the Marc Jacobs lip gloss over 23 as well. Also, I will mix these 2 together. So I'll put down a base of this and then follow up with this. So kind of mixing it up and giving it a little bit more depth and dimension. Really great lip products. So I love both of these. Next up, a couple of products from BECCA. I purchased the Anti-Fatigue Under Eye Primer because I can never find the BECCA eye product anymore. Everywhere it's sold out and has never come back into stock. So I thought I would try something like this because it's supposed to depuff as well and be a primer. And then I also, because I watched, I think it was Puffin's wife rave about this combination, I purchased the powder as well, the Under Eye Brightening Setting Powder. So far, I don't know if I'm using it incorrectly or I've got too much moisturizer on underneath it, but I'm not impressed with it. It's breaking down on me during the day, so if you can tell me how to use this correctly, I would appreciate it, because it's not working for me so far, and I don't think I really need a primer. I have not had issues with concealer moving around or anything until I put this on. So tell me what I need to do to fix that problem. I do like, oh, it's very dirty. I do like how this powder doesn't influence the color of my concealer. With other translucent powders, it deepens the color of my concealer. So if you're having that issue, this did not impact the color of the concealer. It stayed true to the color when this was applied. So I do like that about it. I think I just need to figure out how to use it. If you want me to show this to you and how it looks, I actually have it on now. Yeah, jury's still out. I think I still need to figure out how to use it correctly, maybe. I don't know. Oh, speaking of BECCA, I also purchased this Backlight Targeted Color Corrector in Peach. Okay, so I know I've said I don't like color correcting because it adds layers, but as you can see, I've gone down the rabbit hole of color correcting because I think this is like the 3rd color correcting product I bought in the last couple months. And I saw Wayne Goss do a concealer video where you actually remove excess moisture in order to get a more natural finish on your concealer, and I thought I could try that with this. So far, I haven't figured out how to use this well either. I can see how people use lipstick as a color corrector because this is very much like a lip cream consistency. It's very creamy and it has a bit of reflective quality. So I think if you found a lipstick like this, it probably would do the same job. So many of you saw this. It's the Brightening Youth Glow by Charlotte Tilbury. I have a dedicated video to that as well. I had worn it for about a week at that point. Now we're about, what are we at? A couple weeks in at least, maybe 3, 2.5, 3, something like that. I was noticing a marked difference in the darkness. Now, I was applying it under my SPF. So what I did, I had 2 questions for Charlotte Tilbury. 1, can you wear it in the evening because of the color correcting properties in there? And 2, do you put it under or over sunscreen? So I emailed them. First, they said, no, do not wear it at night. Please just make it part of your daytime routine. And then, do you wear it under or over sunscreen? And they said, wear it over your sunscreen. But then I wondered, do the color correcting properties reach your skin when you have a layer of sunscreen? So I switched from wearing it from under, which makes sense. You should wear a primer right under your makeup, but I wasn't sure about the sunscreen interfering with the effectiveness. So I switched from wearing it under. I started wearing it under and then switched to wearing it over based on the recommendation, but I feel like it's not working as well. So I don't know, maybe I'll go back to wearing it under the sunscreen. So I'm more interested in the skincare aspect of it, lightening the dark spots, than I am it being a primer. But it does look really beautiful alone. That's what I'm deciding. So it looks like you have more perfect skin than you do when you wear this alone. But at the end of February, I will chime in and let you know how it's working. I'll show you another picture of my skin, just bare, so you can compare the original with the 8 weeks left, or it'll be about 7 or 8 weeks. I picked up another retouching powder by Bobbi Brown in Peach. I love this for those darker areas. It just adds another layer of color correcting, because I notice when I add powder on top, something happens where the darkness is actually more prominent after I add powder. But I do need to set in that area too, so it's kind of like a catch-22. But this adds a layer of powder and doesn't take away from the concealer that I already applied. Speaking of concealers, I picked up a couple of Cover FX concealers because it was on that temporary sale, temporary promotion they have at Sephora, where these were $10 instead of $20, and I thought I could try it for the waterline because I used that Laura Mercier Caviar matte stick for the waterline. I don't think it's really meant for that, but this said you could use it in the waterline, and I tried it. It doesn't work well in there, but it is working well as a concealer on my face. So it's got kind of a waxy consistency to it. Yeah, it's more waxy than anything, and it works really well in these areas. So I've got to see if they have a larger version of this, so I'm not like taking this tiny little correcting pen with a pencil and going over this large area. But so far the color's really great. Medium deep, and I've also got an extra light. I wasn't sure I got that. I'm using that to highlight the bridge of my nose, and that's working really well too. So far so good with these. Another YSL product that I will be talking about next week is the YSL Vinyl Couture Mascara in number 1 I'm with Clash. I have it on right now, but I will show you application and some thoughts on how this performs and how much I like it. Actually, I like it a lot, but I thought you'd like to see how many coats is probably ideal if you're interested in this product. And that will be coming up next week. Picked up another WUNDERBROW. This is in black brown, and I think it's a really great product for eyebrows. It really doesn't move, and I mean, I wouldn't say that it would last for days. I think they were claiming that it lasts for days. I think no, it doesn't, but it lasts all day for me, so that is good enough. I picked up this cleanser from Sephora. It's a cleansing oil-in-balm. I love the Herborian. I wanted to see if this was like a dupe for Herborian. It's not. It's a little bit thicker than that, and it has that fragrance. Like, it doesn't smell good to me. It smells too sweet for me, but it does work. It takes off all my makeup. I don't love the thickness of it. I like how the Herborian breaks down really quickly and becomes an oil. This is definitely more like a balm, where it takes a little bit more work to remove it, but it works really well. So if you're interested, I would recommend the Herborian, but if you're looking at something at a lower price point, this is a good one to try. Oh, here's something. It's a headband that I've worn in a couple of videos now, and actually my niece is the one who insisted I buy one because we were at H&M and she's like, you should get that for your videos, because I'm always trying to figure out how to get my hair back. And I like this because it doesn't hurt my head. That's why I don't wear things on my head. I get a headache, but this so far has not given me a headache, and I think you can wear it like, you know, if you're super stylish, like in the back like that. But I like how lightweight it is, and I don't think I would have looked at it if she didn't point it out to me, so thank you. Another concealer. I purchased an Hourglass concealer. I was so impressed with the skin tint that I purchased that I thought, well, let me try some other things that aren't new to Hourglass, but things I've never tried. So I thought I'd pick up the concealer. I was convinced by Heidi. I think she works for Hourglass. I follow her on Instagram, so I asked her how it's performed, and she said it was really great, so I purchased it, and I think I like it, but the color is a little bit just a little bit too dark for me right now, so I'm not getting a true read on it because I think it's too dark. But the next color down was too light, so I think I'll wait till summer to really try it out. But I'm looking for something, again, thinner and drier in consistency, but super coverage, just for these, you know, these areas as always. I purchased another brush. This is by Ray Morris, and I purchased it off Beautylish, and there's kind of a funny story behind this because I was trying to use my $20 gift certificate that I got during their promotion where you spend $100, get $20 back. So I went through the process. I had this and a couple other things in my basket, and I kept pushing through the different stages you go through, and then all of a sudden I purchased it and I never had a chance to put in my $20 gift certificate. So I emailed them. I said, oh yeah, so I purchased my order, but I never had a chance to put my gift certificate in. And they were very kind, and they explained to me, no, you have to read the card. It says you have to go to this website and you have to register your card, and then it goes onto your account. Yeah, totally missed that whole, I didn't read the card. So if you have one, make sure you register it first, and then it goes into your account, and then it'll be credited on your account when you make your purchase. So thank you, Sue, I think it was, who helped me at Beautylish. Their customer service always impresses me. They're very accurate and kind and helpful in their answers and timely. So thank you so much for that, Beautylish. That's why I will continue to purchase from you. Speaking of Beautylish, I purchased this Ray Morris brush. They carry Ray Morris brushes. For the first few brushes I bought from Ray Morris, I tracked them all the way from Australia. So it was kind of exciting to wait a while to get them, but I'm so glad Beautylish has them now. These are probably the best brushes I've ever tried. If you haven't seen this before, they have a magnet on the bottom and you can hang them. And I actually purchased the frame, and that's coming, where you can hang them like this to either dry or to store. And I like the idea of storing them upside down rather than like this where they would collect dust, because that way the dust kind of, in my mind, falls next to it instead of landing on it. So I've got this concealer brush, and I have, I think, 7 now Ray Morris brushes, and I hope to invest in some more of them, but this one's really great. And someone asked for a brush video, so I will be doing that soon, hopefully after I get that frame and I can show you how it works. But all of the ones that I have from her, I love. And I've been loving this. It's the Hourglass highlighter. I think it's called the Hourglass Vanish Highlighting Flash something stick. This is in Champagne Flash. I'll put the real name down below, and I've been loving this with the foundation. It's a rediscovery because I've had this, totally forgot I had it. It's in Golden Tan. Funny because the skin tint in Golden Tan doesn't work for me, but this is almost a perfect match for my skin color. So if you haven't seen the video, I do use these two together so you can see what they look like. I'll link it below. It's featuring this, but I do use these two together. And I don't usually use my Sephora points. I don't really know what I'm saving them for, but when I do see something come across that looks like something I would use a lot and not be a waste of space and be something that I probably use till the end, I do spend points on it. But I did spend many of my points on these Beauty Blender soaps because I think for like a single it's $16 or I think $16, $19. It's a lot for a piece of soap. So I used a bunch of my points for these solids. So I've got the Solid Pro, and then this one too, it's this Chill Swirl. I don't know what the difference is, but as long as they clean brushes, I'm very happy about that. So if they're still available at Sephora, if you ever see the Beauty Blender soaps come across on the points, then I think it's a really good way to spend points, because soap is not one of those things that's exciting to buy, but you know you need to buy it. So I was happy to pick these up through orders, and then at the store I was able to get a few more. So happy I have those, and happy I don't have to spend my money on Beauty Blender soap for a while. Oh yeah, one last thing, I purchased this at Whole Foods. It's a propolis and honey all-in-one lip and face balm. I've never seen anything like this before, so I thought I'd pick it up because my skin is really dry from the winter. So I just keep this by my bedside, and I actually just apply it on my face and my lips right before I go to sleep. It does have a sticky feeling to it though, so your hair will stick to it and it'll probably transfer to a pillow, so just be aware. But I like it just to kind of seal in all the moisture before I go to sleep. I purchased more than I wanted to, I think, in January, but there was just so much coming out that I wanted to try these things and try them out for you as well. And these are things that I know I will use. So if you have some favorites that you tried that were innovations or something exciting that's new to you that I should know about, please let me know. I'd love to try it. So if you learned something from this video, if you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thanks. The YSL, oh gosh, These are the Tatouage Matte Couture. No, what are they? For the fused. It is the Hourglass Champagne Flash Vanish Flash.